Hey guys, want to do another knife review, but I want to kind of get out of my trend of doing really high price knives because I realize that not everybody buys high price knives. I didn't for the longest time. I kept my price range from like $20 to $150 for probably nearly a year, honestly. Just recently have I started getting into the really high price stuff. So wanted to do a knife that I think is a super high value, and also somebody requested I do this knife, so I'm going to do the Spyderco Pacific Salt, which is really an amazing knife, especially for its price point. The value is extremely high. It's made with all rust-proof components, which makes it extremely well suited for corrosive environments, salt water. Maybe it's going to be attached in your waistband all day while you work or something and you sweat. It's perfect for that kind of stuff. The blade steel is H1, which is it's a stainless steel, pretty much stain-proof steel. The carbon is replaced with nitrogen, I think. I could be wrong on that. I'll annotate if I am. Everything is rust-proof. The blade is obviously rust-proof, H1. The pocket clip is coated, and that makes it rust-proof. Plus, it's titanium, so it's not going to rust anyway. The hardware is H1, I believe. The steel for the back lock is H1, I believe, and I think the spring is also H1. H1 is actually a really good steel. It's work hardened, so it's not heat treated in the traditional sense that you always hear knife steels being heat treated. The more you use this knife and the more you sharpen this knife, the better the edge retention will become. It becomes harder and harder the more you use it. So it's actually a neat little blade. The blade shape is obviously very well suited to EDC cutting tasks. It's got a nice point to it where you can get in and cut, but it also has a little bit of a belly. So it's a really good slicer, especially with this saber grind on it. H1 steel will hold its edge, in my experience, somewhere in between like AUS 8A and 154 cm. I would put it closer to 154 cm though. So I mean, it's no slouch in terms of edge retention. But really what you buy this knife for isn't the edge retention, it's the stain resistant qualities, and it does that very well. It's kind of a bigger knife. I'll put it up against a mini Griptilian, put it up against an American Lawman, and I'll just throw in a military. So as you can see, it's a fairly large knife. It's not small by any means. It is light though. It's very light, and it's very, very slim. So it's hardly noticeable in your pocket. I can attest to the stain-proof qualities. I do scuba dive. I haven't dove with this knife yet, but I have snorkeled for about 2 hours at the Crab Flats in Destin, Florida. So I had this in my waistband of my bathing suit the whole time, and it did not rust anywhere. I figured maybe the spring would rust, but there's not a spot on it. So it's a very, very, very rust-resistant steel. The H1 does take an edge very well. It's very easy to sharpen, and like I said, it does hold that edge pretty well. The coating isn't the toughest thing out there. I have beaten the crap out of this knife, so wear is to be expected with a DLC coating, but I don't think I've actually worn through to the bare metal. So while it does show some character, it's not a weak coating by any means. The thumb jimping up here on the thumb ramp, or the jimping on the thumb ramp, is really, really good. It doesn't lose any of its grippiness with that DLC coating on it. The FRN, the bidirectional, well, this is actually a volcano texture. This is very grippy also. The lockback isn't hard to work at all. It's probably one of the easiest designs, or lock designs, to manipulate. Not so good one-handed, honestly. You have to kind of learn how to either do it like that or learn to flick it down, which this knife doesn't have a choil, but this little bit of a ricasso will catch on your finger, so you don't cut yourself. I'm trying to keep this review short because my battery is going to die soon, so there's not much else you can really say about this knife. It's a very, very good value at its price point. I'm not going to discuss prices in here because I've gotten a few nasty messages saying I shouldn't do that, so I will in some videos. I don't think this video is necessary though. This knife isn't all that expensive at all. I'm almost positive it's well under $100, so it's a very, very good knife for what you get. And there's no blade play in this knife, either side to side. Of course, if you really mash down on a back lock, you will get some vertical play, but that's to be expected. There's no side to side though, and it's very smooth. The blade isn't bound up at all, so the tolerances on this knife are very good. It is made in Seki City, Japan, and I've seen nothing but quality come out of Spyderco's Japanese manufacturer. So this is a very good knife for the money. It's a very good knife if you want stain-proof qualities, and if you're looking for a super edge holder, then this isn't it. But if you're just looking for a knife that's affordable, that will hold its edge for a good long time, then this will fit that bill. I mean, it's not going to be S30V or S90V or anything like that, but it's no slouch either. It's a marked improvement over AUS 8A. So anyway, guys, I think I'll wrap this up. There's not much more to say about this knife. If I didn't cover something, then let me know, and I'll try and add an annotation or either redo the review. So thanks for watching, guys, and again, I'll do a little size comparison. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you next time.